Charleston Southern head coach Gabe Giardina. The team came up just short at Tennessee Tech this past weekend. They're at home. They're going to host Gardner Webb, the North-South Barbecue Bowl, the first time that rivalry has been called that. So, Coach, some thoughts on your team, and then we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, I think we're obviously excited to play in a game that's got a trophy involved, and kind of the last two Big South teams here, and so I think it's exciting for our fans. I think it's exciting for our players. We know a lot of those guys, and whether through recruiting or seeing them play in high school and different things. So should be an exciting matchup, and obviously exciting for our fans.
Thanks, Coach. I know we had talked about this in the media day too. Like, you already have a rivalry with Gardner Webb, right? But adding a little something extra to it, and maybe at this point of the year your teams aren't in contention for the title, but you can play your rival and get something. So can you expand on that maybe a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's it's the closest proximity team that we have, on our schedule. That's within the league, and we've played Gardner Webb, golly, ever since I think we've been playing FCS football. So it's been very back and forth. I've seen a lot of Gardner Webb CSU games over the years, being an assistant and different things. So two teams that are going to be very hungry to win, and excited to get out there and compete.
Did you use hungry on purpose there too? It's the barbecue bowl, so
yeah, it's just the pun intended right there, right? Got to defend the sauce and defend the boss, because I guess whatever team's president doesn't win has got to go serve the barbecue. So there you
go. Gardner Webb obviously has a new coach. I mean, they played him a long time. What have you seen from them on film?
I think Chris has done a good job, putting a roster together in a year that is really talented. He's got a lot of transfers and different things, but he's got some really good players. I can see why the Low kid is, he's electric in a lot of different ways. The back, Edward, I don't want to say his name wrong, Sadie. He's tough to tackle. And then certainly I think, special teams, they do some things that are, cause you some problems, and they play well on fourth down. And then obviously on defense, they play extremely hard too. Marquise Black in the middle there is a problem. And they mix it up and do a good job. And Moffitt's got a ton of tackles, and they've played everybody. It's like everybody in this league. Everybody they've played them stingy. They've played them close, obviously they're playing to the culture of their team.
I want to bring it back and then talk to your team and a little bit about the Tennessee Tech game. First of all, the 2-point conversion that you all intercepted and converted. Just walk me through that and just the effort by your team there.
Yeah, I mean, our team continues, I think, to compete with the way that we want them to. It was a great play, for us to get the pick there, and just a smart play to run it back. And Jacoby's, he outruns the lineman, then he outruns the quarterback, and then they got a fast guy that's kind of tracking him down. And hey, you're trying to keep the ball alive. The result is, hey, we want to try to score here. Hey, so let's lateral it back. Let's find a guy in our friendly colored jersey there. And we were able to do that. And the guy who ended up scoring, Champ Brantley, he starts the play. He's covering the widest, deepest route. He's like 8 yards deep in the end zone. When we lateral, the ball is on the 25, and, good things happen to you as long as you run to the football. So.
And it also in that game, we talked about multiple receivers too. Chris Roan had a big play, 129 yards. Noah Jennings had five catches again, but just some of their plays, there were some really big catches during the game.
Yeah, I mean, I thought our team did it. The greatest thing we did was we had this great response at halftime. We were letting them run it on us a little bit in the first half, and I think we really tightened the screws on defense. We had a bunch of 3-and-outs, and then we made some really big plays in the passing game. I thought Caleb kind of settled down and made some throws to get us back in the game and get us the lead. And then, obviously the big red zone turnover and had an opportunity to take the lead. Just obviously weren't able to do that, but, we've got a lot of good players, and we're going to keep, firing our shots, firing our guns, and playing hard, competing, and trying to, fight, bite, and scratch to get one in the right column.
Every matchup, every game brings a different matchup, whether you can run or pass or whatever the defense gives you. What about rushing too? Because Tyson, who's a freshman, right? He had another impressive game too, and scored the
Sure.
touchdown that put your team ahead.
Yeah, I mean Tyson's he's been consistent, all year. I really am pleased with him, and and I think our offensive line continues to incrementally get better, and so you run the ball as a group. I mean even our receivers on that player are cutting people out, and they I give Tennessee Tech credit. They got a really stingy front. They move guys all over the place and create some some problems for you, and it's Gardner Webb's got a great front too. So we'll see, how we do that. But we run the ball as a team here. That's why we try to, make it a big part of our program.
And then with Caleb, and he obviously can run too with you. How do you determine like what the defense gives you? Would you like to see him pass the ball more, or just use what's open? Is that sort of what you all coach?
Yeah, I think Caleb just got to see the field. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, being the conductor of an orchestra. You know what I'm saying? You just got to, use the right instruments or go to the right people at the right time. Take what's there, read the defense. I think our staff is doing a really good job of trying to, scheme people open, but make it simple enough to where we can execute it. And I think our guys are doing those things. And sometimes, you just you don't read it right, or you throw it to the wrong guy or whatever, and it's it's a learning opportunity. And the great thing about Caleb is that he's a great learner. You can coach him, and he's made some big plays for us. He's thrown some big balls here in the last few games for us.
Well, that's all I got for you this morning, Coach. Appreciate your time. Best of luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Kyle.